We've got 15 Am I the A-hole Reddit stories for you guys today. Starting it off, with am I the a-hole for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband? This one was actually top of the week, so it should get a little rowdy. But stick around for 14 more absolutely evil am I the a-hole stories, such as am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mother-in-law hold my baby after she told my husband to get a paternity test? And this one does, in fact, have an update to it. And finally, the story we're gonna end it on. I am 21 male, and I think I cheated and messed up big time. I cannot wait to hear how you think you cheated. Alrighty, chat. Y'all already know the drill. Let's lock in here and read some Reddit. Am I the a-hole for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband? A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband, 32 male, and I, 33 female, had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are black, which is pertinent to this story. We were over the moon, and family and friends and coworkers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office. Fast forward a couple weeks, and my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his coworkers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father because that baby is too light to be his and his hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby or an Asian's. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was and that his excitement over finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife impregnated by another man. Bro, who the fuck is this guy? Like, as a new employee, this is such a bold thing to start spreading around the fucking office, dude. Like, hey, let's be a little bit more political here. Let's play the corporate game better. I don't know who needs to hear this, but running around saying that your fellow employee's son couldn't possibly be his, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say not a great career move. Side note for anyone who's still unaware, in 2025, black babies in general are fairly pale as newborns, and their skin will darken over the first few weeks. Hair changes to a curlier pattern are usually gradual as well. Our son was no exception and is now my husband's mini-me. My husband said he had immediately confronted and questioned the guy, who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed he only said, as a joke, the baby was too cute to be my husband's. But others in the office confirmed the first coworker's account. Not only that, the guy had tried to parlay his superior perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift that same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is, until a company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son. And who should come and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss but Brown Noser McMouth. He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we've met, but aren't you the guy who went around telling everyone in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or Asian man, and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. Boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday, and walked away. I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done for me until I had my say, and I was the only one being defamed, not him. Am I the a-hole? I mean, your husband was being defamed a little bit, but that's not the point here. Hey, listen, don't let it come out of your mouth unless you're willing to fucking take accountability for it, all right? I'll say it, bro deserved that, not the a-hole. If you want to spread rumors around your co-working space, like, expect it to bite you in the ass if you're spreading false rumors. You could have just shut the fuck up. Maybe this will be a good educational moment for him. Not the a-hole, this is fuck around and find out exactly. I mean, she just confronted him. Could she have confronted him not when the boss is there? Sure. But also, I think the boss should know. If there's some asshole going around spreading rumors about another coworker that, like, even if it's true, shut the fuck up. That's not your place. Especially as a new coworker, like, I wouldn't want this guy representing the company I own ever. Like, just clock in, do your job, and if you want to gossip, leave that to your friend group. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mother-in-law hold my baby after she told my husband to get a paternity test? I, 28 female, gave birth to my first child, a beautiful baby girl, 3 weeks ago. My husband, 30 male, and I have been over the moon, but his mother has been causing nonstop drama. She never liked me. From the start, she made snide comments about how I trapped her son, even though we've been happily married for 4 years. When I got pregnant, she constantly joked about how the baby might not be his. I brushed it off as her usual passive-aggressive behavior until I found out she took it way further. Okay, wait, but like, how does the husband feel about this? Like, that's pretty fishy to me. Usually when mother-in-laws hear that there's a baby on the way, their reaction is, I get to be a grandma. Yay. Like, it almost makes me wonder if the husband is low-key like chatting with the mother-in-law saying like, oh, I feel baby trapped. She baby trapped. You know what I'm saying, chat? 2 days after I gave birth, my husband got a text from his mom saying, you should get a DNA test. You never know these days. I was devastated when I saw it. My husband was furious and told her off, saying he had zero doubts about me and that her comment was disgusting. She tried to backtrack, saying she was just looking out for him. Okay, good. At least the husband doesn't suck ass. Sounds like bro is on OP's side. Now she wants to come over and meet the baby, but I told my husband that she will not be holding our daughter. If she wants to question whether my child is even her grandchild, then she doesn't get the privilege of bonding with her. My husband understands why I'm upset, but he thinks we should let her come just once so she doesn't play the victim with the rest of the family. Now she's crying to everyone, saying I'm keeping her granddaughter from her and that I'm punishing her over a harmless question. Some family members think I'm being dramatic and should be the bigger person. But why should I let someone who disrespected me and my child hold her like nothing happened? Am I the a-hole for refusing to let her hold my baby? Nah, bro, fuck that grandma. Absolutely not. If she wants to make those accusations, she can have no place in your child's life. You can't make the cake and eat it too, bro. You can't sit there making accusations, but then be like, I want to be in my granddaughter's life. Who, like, you didn't even think that was her like, fuck you. Straight up fuck you. Fuck your family members. Keep the peace mentality. Even your husband low-key ain't cooking with the just once, like, not just once. No way does that woman deserve any role in that kid's life. Not the a-hole. I do think the husband is trying to play it smart, but I think his logic is kind of flawed though. I don't understand why that's playing it smart. Either way, she's gonna play the victim, and also any family member worth keeping around probably knows that this mother-in-law is a little fucking crazy, and then on top of that will ask you, hey, why is this mother-in-law going around on a tirade saying you won't let her see her granddaughter? And then all you have to say is, oh, she was accusing me of cheating on her son and that this baby isn't even hers. And I think any semi-logical person would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And if they're not, you don't want them in your life either. Yeah, guys, let's go on to this update real quick, huh? Oh shit, update. Well, I wish I could say things got better, but mother-in-law made sure that didn't happen. After my husband told her off, I thought she'd at least try to apologize, but instead she doubled down. She started calling my husband, telling him I was turning him against his own mother and that I was overreacting to a simple question. She even pulled the classic victim act, crying to the rest of the family about how I was keeping her grandbaby from her. Then things took a ridiculous turn. I found out from my sister-in-law that mother-in-law was actually trying to get a DNA test done behind our backs. Apparently, she was hoping to get a strand of my baby's hair or some spit to confirm the truth. When my sister-in-law told me, I was absolutely done. I told my husband that until she apologizes, not a fake "I'm sorry you're mad" apology, but a real one, she is not welcome around me or my daughter. Thankfully, my husband backed me up 100%. He told his mother that if she can't respect his wife and child, then she doesn't deserve to be a part of our lives. Mother-in-law lost it. She went full drama mode, telling everyone I was tearing the family apart and that she might never recover from this heartbreak. At this point, I don't even care. She disrespected me, she disrespected my marriage, and she disrespected my child. Actions have consequences. So yeah, mother-in-law still hasn't met the baby, And unless she does some serious apologizing and self-reflection, she won't be anytime soon. I mean, bro, it's like, you know you're fucking up in this situation. Why are you making it even worse? There's no way a bunch of people aren't like, nah, girl, you ain't cooking. You're fucking crazy and you need therapy. Still not the a-hole. Fuck around and find out. You can't go around making these accusations with no evidence and not expect consequences to your actions. My husband got me a vacuum for my 50th. I'm guessing that means 50th birthday. Turned 50 yesterday. Husband, 53 male, woke me up, told me he had a surprise for me downstairs. I go downstairs and see a vacuum, not even wrapped, mind you. He said he thought I'd like a new one since the current one doesn't have the ability to turn off the brush roller when using it on hard floors. I never asked for a new one. It works fine. That was my birthday. Not even a lunch or a dinner out. He mentioned a month ago about doing something special and going on a trip. I asked about that and he said he'd figured I'd tell him when and where I wanted to go. He never asked where, but did mention several times over the past month that he had a surprise for me. Apparently it was a fucking vacuum. We've been married for 17 years. Am I the a-hole for hoping or expecting that maybe he could have planned and surprised me with something, anything? Something more than an Amazon next day delivery vacuum. When he turned 50, I took him to Hawaii. Maybe I'm being hypersensitive. Turning 50 has been a hard number for me. Parents and grandparents all passed in that decade. Nah, dude, what the fuck is that? How are you so incompetent, dude? Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but a woman's dream birthday gift, especially for something like a 50th birthday, is not a fucking vacuum. Let's put it on a PSA and send it to every man out there, because I'm sure there's a lot of them that need to fucking hear that one. Get her some nice jewelry, take her on a trip. Like, fuck, man. If she's taking you to Hawaii for your 50th, the least you can do is take her somewhere, anywhere, even if it's not a banger. At least you fucking tried. A fucking vacuum? Like, not only is that just disrespectful, but it's also a little misogynistic. I can't even lie. Let me make your life as a housewife and birth giver of our children, because that's all women are good for. Let me give you a fucking vacuum to make that better for you. Like, girl, just shoot him. Like, you know that John Mulaney bit where he's like, I understand why people kill other people. Exhibit A. Like, if her update is, update, I shot him, I'd be like, you go, girl. For all intents and purposes, YouTube, this is a joke. Should I add in Fortnite at the end there? Like, there is a quick edit, guys. Let me read the edit and we'll read your comments. Edit 1, thank you to the numerous people who reported my posts to Reddit crisis cares. Not necessary. And to the mean troll saying to get a life, no one cares, don't be a gold digger, or it's the thought that counts. I wish you nothing but success and prosperity and life peace. Edit 2 was just a clarification on the vacuum that he got her, which is, it's a Eureka Power Speed Canister Vacuum. Oh shit, well if it's the Eureka top-notch vacuum, all right, at least it's a good vacuum. Oh. Hey buddy. Hey sweet handsome man. Are we saying hi? Is it your time to shine? It's our handsome man. Oh. Lap time? Ooh, yeah. Is it Beans in lap time? Beans, I gotta move the camera. No! Now he's leaving me. He said, no, you fucked up. You fucked up, Dad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I really love your butthole in my face like that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Beans. I really like the butthole. You got games on your phone? You're so silly! Guys, he's marking his scent on you! He said, you're my chat now. He gave us kisses. He really did, Holly. What do we do? Oh, butthole. Bro, you gotta chill with that shit. Ain't nobody wanna see that. Ain't nobody wanna see that. He like lifts his tail up and everything. He's like, yo, you've seen this shit? Oh, is it lay on my mouse time? He said, Dad, you're not working anymore. Are you sniffing my armpits like that? That's nasty, bro. Probably stinky. Oh. I'm sorry I blew on your face. That's my bad, dog. I'm convinced you guys enjoy stream much more when Beans is here. You're like, yeah, the Asian man who speaks is fine, but we came here for the fucking cat. My 25K subs don't care about me. They just care about you because you're so handsome and such a sweet guy. You've never bit me, not even one single time. Don't look at my arm. He hates me when I do that. Did you see him? He was like trying to, no, don't kiss me, Dad. You're gonna embarrass me in front of all my fans. No! Am I the a-hole for walking out of a family dinner after my parents insulted my Thai wife? My wife, Fa, 32 female, is from Thailand. We met while she was studying in the US, fell in love, and got married 5 years ago. She's an amazing woman, kind, hardworking, and incredibly smart. Unfortunately, my parents have never fully accepted her. From the beginning, they made offhand comments about her being a gold digger and only marrying me for a green card. No matter how many times I told them otherwise, they held on to this ignorant assumption. It doesn't matter that Fa has a successful career, makes her own money, she makes more than me, by the way, and has never asked me for a dime because in their eyes, she's one of those foreign women who trap American men. Yeah, these are the type of people that voted for Trump for sure, bro. Last weekend, we had dinner at my parents' house. At first, things were civil, but then my dad smirked and said, "So Fa, now that you've been married for 5 years, do you finally get to keep your green card?" My mom laughed and added, "Guess you don't have to be on your best behavior anymore. Huh. Bro, why the fuck are you even having dinner with them? Oh my god, dude, these parents are awful." Fa went pale. I was furious. I told them to cut it out, but my dad doubled down and said that they're just joking, but that we can't blame them for wondering how much of this marriage was for love and how much was for the visa. My mom nodded and said they just want to make sure I wasn't being taken advantage of. That was it. I stood up, told them we weren't staying for dinner, and walked out with Fa. In the car, she was quiet, then finally asked me if they really think that way of her, which just broke my heart. Now my parents are saying I embarrassed them in front of the other family and overreacted. My brother says I should have just kept the peace and talked to them later. They're refusing to apologize, claiming it was just a joke. I don't regret standing up for my wife, but now I'm wondering if maybe I should have waited until everyone else was gone to call them out on it. Edit to add, I'm 33 years old, didn't think to add it, but wanted to clarify some may think there is some huge age gap between us. Not the a-hole, the only thing you might be the a-hole for is not fucking cutting off this family beforehand. Like even that brother, bro, brother, for not standing up and not being like, yo, my parents are pieces of shit. Like not that my parents would, they fucking never would, honestly. But if my parents did pull some shit like this, all of my sisters would be like, you guys are in the wrong, shut up, we're with Ben on this. Like absolutely ridiculous, not the a-hole. Should have cut them off a long time ago, but if not a long time ago, now is the best time, bro. Your wife sounds like a sweetheart, she doesn't deserve this slander. Dead ass fuck your family. Throw them in the trash and forget they're there. It'd be one thing if you were a teen but you're 30, stand up swimmer. That's what I'm talking about, Tabby. Like no way you're letting them disrespect your... Honestly, if they were saying shit like this before the wedding, they're not coming to the wedding. Because chat, let's be fucking honest here. They're not actually worried about her being a gold digger. It is proven by their finances she's not a gold digger. They're saying that shit to be racist. They're just a racist family. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my grandparents my late husband's life insurance payout? My 35 female husband passed away suddenly last year, leaving me and our 2 kids, 6 male and 4 female, completely heartbroken. He had a life insurance policy that paid out a significant sum, and while it doesn't make up for our loss, it has given us financial security. A few months ago, my in-laws approached me with a request. They want me to give a portion of the money to my late husband's grandparents, his mom's parents. Their reasoning is that they are struggling financially and my husband would have wanted to help them. I do feel bad for them, but the thing is that they never really had a strong relationship with us. They didn't even come to our wedding, claiming it was too far, even though they traveled for vacations all the time. They never made much effort to be in our children's lives either, and now they suddenly think they're entitled to the money my husband left for his family, which in my mind means our kids and me. My mother-in-law has been calling me selfish, saying they're elderly and struggling, and that I should honor my husband's memory by helping them. But I feel like this money was meant for our children's future. It's not like I'm hoarding it. I've set up college funds and I'm ensuring we're stable. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's sad, but like, nah, girl, you keep that shit. In my head, bro, and maybe this is a bad thing to say, in my head, your own fucking children, way over some great grandparents that like are barely prevalent in your life. You are the sole person taking care of these kids. I would not give up a dime unless you knew that you could truly spare that money. If she was hoarding like millions of dollars or something like that, yeah, sure, maybe I'd feel more inclined. But like, let's be honest, insurance companies try to pay out as least as they possibly can. Odds are she didn't get enough to where she can kind of be willy-nilly throwing out money here and there to whoever needs it. Yeah, I'm going with not the a-hole, bro. Especially if you're not close with them, like the audacity on that. Let the woman whose husband just died fucking figure out how she's gonna take care of her kids for the upcoming years by herself. Am I the a-hole for humiliating my sister's fiance at a family gathering after what he did to her? My sister, 28 female, has been with her fiance fiance, 32 male, for 3 years. She always has been more reserved, quiet type, while he's loud, extroverted, and sometimes a little over the top. We tolerate him, but recently he crossed a serious line. A few weeks ago, my sister came to me in tears because her fiance had pranked her in front of his friends by pretending to propose in an elaborate setup, only to laugh in her face and say, "Just kidding, babe. You really thought I was serious." His friends all laughed while she stood there humiliated. Chat, that's a Republican prank. That is a I would suck Andrew Tater Tot's dick ass prank right there, bro. Girl, she should have broke up with him on the spot. That's insane to stay with somebody like that. She didn't break up with him, which I think she should have, but she was heartbroken. He later gave her some half-hearted excuse about how he actually had a proposal planned soon, and this was just a joke gone wrong. Fast forward to this past weekend at our parents' house. We were having a big family dinner, and he was there, acting like nothing happened. While chatting, someone asked when they were getting married, and before my sister could answer, he smirked and said, "Guess you'll have to wait and see, huh?" That was it for me. I smiled sweetly and said, "Oh, is this like how she had to wait for that hilarious fake proposal in front of all your friends? That was so funny, right? Let's all have a good laugh about it now." The table went dead silent. My sister looked mortified, but my parents looked pissed at him. He stammered something about it being a joke, but my dad straight up told him, "That's not a joke, that's cruelty." He left shortly after, and now my sister is mad at me for embarrassing him and making things worse. I told her he embarrassed her first and deserved to be called out. My parents are backing me, but my sister says I've ruined things for her. Yo, is that sister experiencing Stockholm Syndrome? Because what are we doing? Have some self-respect, honey. Like, I mean, seriously, not the a-hole. Someone definitely needs to call him out on his shit. What were we talking about at the beginning of stream chat? Like, bring public shaming back. If we really want people to actually start thinking about their actions before they do them, we need to bring back public shaming. We need some people to be publicly shamed so they don't do stupid shit like this. Yeah, not the a-hole. Someone should have said something. Honestly, guys, like, this dude has shown that he's a shitty man. This is on the sister. If the sister wants to stay with him, like, if anything, OP should not be embarrassing this man. She should be going hard on the campaign that the sister needs to break up with him. Y'all don't know who needs to hear this, but if a man's treating you like this, like, have some self-respect and pull the plug. Some of the shit y'all put up with in relationships blows my mind. I get it, it's hard to leave, but at a certain point, it's like, you're letting him treat you like shit. Am I the a-hole? We got an offer on a house. Our friends asked if they can move in. Advice needed. My husband and I received the notice that our offer was accepted. We're super excited and started sharing the news with our close friends and family. One of our friends, who is going back to school, asked, since the timing works out, can him and his wife come live with us during this time? My gut reaction was to say no because we haven't even lived in the house and we'd immediately have to Oh, I see. Okay, I was very confused. I thought from reading this that they were selling the house, but it is in fact that they are buying the house. Okay, my gut reaction was to say no because we haven't even lived in the house and we'd immediately have to share the space with them. They also have not yet shared any specific plans of paying rent, helping with groceries, etc. I would feel like a huge a-hole telling them no and having that uncomfortable confrontation. But something tells me as first-time homeowners, we'd be frustrated if we immediately let them move in when we haven't settled in ourselves. Just looking for others' opinions in the situation. Honestly, chat, I think OP's fine in telling them like, no, dude, this is a house I was just planning on getting with me and my significant other. I think it's low-key a little rude to ask to live with your friends who just moved into a new house. Like, I think that would be a little bit teetering on the line of maybe not rude, but a huge ask. If they had been living in this house for a couple of years and you were asking them as grown adults if you could go and live with them. Like, even that is a little bit of like a, you could do it, but it definitely requires like a certain level of understanding. It does put that person in a little bit of a difficult position before they've even moved into the house, before it's even confirmed that them making the offer goes through and the inspection goes well and all of that stuff. Like, asking them if you can go live with them is fucking crazy. I get it's an uncomfortable situation, but I'd just be like, girl, get the fuck out of here. here. If I buy a house, it's just me and my significant other. I don't want anybody else living with us, bro. Like, unless my friend was truly struggling or like one of my siblings was struggling, I would be like, fuck that, bro. I'm living in my own house. They can offer, but you can't ask. That's how I feel, Mega Muse. That is such a good way to put it. Even if they'd owned the house for a couple years, I do think it needs to be a they can offer, but you can't ask. Unless it was a dire situation where like you had nowhere to live, you're down bad on money, you're struggling, fine. I understand that. That's perfectly fine. Would I be the a-hole if I break up with my fiance after he said he won't take care of me and our 3-month-old son while admitted at the hospital? Our 3-month-old is admitted for pneumonia. He got it while visiting my family, and the reason why we were forced to visit is because I need help taking care of our son. We've been staying at my fiance's home with his family since I gave birth, and while his mom helps, she's been out of town recently. The rest of his family does a little bit from time to time, but it's never really anything sufficient. He has a full-time job, so he can only truly help out on the weekends. I haven't been sleeping well for a while because I'm exclusively breastfeeding. And a few days ago, I really felt like my body couldn't handle the exhaustion anymore. So I asked my parents if we could stay over for a while. My parents are very hands-on grandparents. When the baby's not feeding, they take him so I can rest. Unfortunately, one of them caught the flu and passed it on to my baby. And now he is admitted for pneumonia. My fiance didn't want him admitted. He wanted to bring him home and just give him meds orally, but I persisted because the pedia strongly advised the need for IV antibiotics. Once at the hospital, things got worse because they had to try multiple times to get an IV line on him and kept failing. Fiance kept telling me it's my fault for bringing him over to my parents and for agreeing to get him admitted. He was so distraught. I saw him crying while holding our baby. It's the first time I've ever seen him cry. I mean, blaming your partner for something that was like, there was no way that they knew that the parents were going to get the flu and then pass it on to the kid. You can't predict that. That could have happened at his parents' place too. That's really immature to me. And like, not a great partner. Y'all got to be a unit right now. Why are you pointing fingers? Pediatrician says our baby might stay for a minimum of 3 days just until he gets the antibiotics and clears the infection. We might have to bring him home with the IV line and give the antibiotics at home. The problem is if his IV line gets blocked or gets out of vein, we'll have to have it reinserted. I was supposed to finish my maternity leave this week, but decided to extend my unpaid leave for 1 week. I have asked him to take a leave as well as he has plenty of leaves left, and also he has a 5-day mandatory leave he needs to fulfill. But now he says he won't do it. He'll go to work and I should ask my family for help while our son's in the hospital since it's their fault he's here. When he said it, I was so dumbfounded he would even consider saying these things. I just replied with, okay, and haven't spoken with him since. He's still in the hospital with us now, but he says he won't be staying tomorrow. When I ask him for simple things like, please pass me the water or elevate the head of the bed, things I can't do since I'm holding the baby, he does them begrudgingly. I'm so heartbroken by this. At a time when we should be supporting each other, he chooses to antagonize me in every step and decides to leave me hanging. I'm devastated that on top of worrying about our child's health and being the primary caregiver, he springs all of this on me. I can't help but think that this isn't how it's supposed to be, and I don't want a future like this. I know there will be many more difficult things we will have to go through in the future, and it's scary to think he'll act this way when those times come. I'm debating telling him that if he doesn't take care of us during this time, he should consider the engagement off, and my son and I will move out and stay with my family once he gets discharged. A huge part of me wants him to come around and for us to fix things. I haven't told my family this yet because it would feel like the final nail in the coffin for our relationship if they know he's acting this way. God damn, I really want to know how old OP is. My verdict on this is this. She has every right to be mad at the fiance. The fiance is clearly in the wrong, not the a-hole. I will say, I think you need to communicate everything that you just said in this last paragraph to your fiance. Don't get me wrong, he shouldn't be fucking doing this at all. But I think you do do need to bring it up to him and explain to him why this is such absolutely abhorrent behavior, because I think for all intents and purposes, especially if you guys are bringing a baby into this thing, you guys are married. You haven't gone through the whole legal thing and done that part, but for all intents and purposes, you're married. In a marriage, I think it's important to communicate this feeling and say, hey, if you don't get your shit together and figure this the fuck out, then I am going to break off the engagement. I think that's super important. I think that's what is required in a healthy working relationship. If they're doing something wrong, you should communicate that to them. And then if from there, he still makes the wrong decision, break that shit off immediately. Don't get me wrong, not the a-hole, shitty ass fiance. He probably deserves to get broken up with, but it's not great if you're not at least communicating it to him. New mom has no energy to fight. That's a good point too, Purple. You're right. She probably doesn't have the energy to fight. I guess it's just more of my personal philosophy on being in a relationship. If you're choosing that person, you're choosing whether or not they have the skills or not to work through shit like this. So if you're choosing to be in a relationship with them, at least try to work through it first. Unless it's like cheating or they commit murder, like then I'm like, fuck it, bro. That's not something you work through. Little update time. He's 3-month-old, already discharged, and we're going home. Just wanted to update everyone who wished him well. I didn't expect this post to blow up so much. I couldn't even read all of the comments. I genuinely thank you all for being a source of comfort in this trying time. As for the relationship, I decided to focus on the little one first and get him through the sickness before I tackled the issue. I am a walking ball of tired right now, but I am happy that he has gotten well enough to be discharged from the hospital. I am seriously considering all of your advice on how to move forward, but I just don't want to do anything definitive right now because I have no mental capacity to do so. I saw some commenters saying that they've been in abusive relationships, and I want to send you all a quick hug and hope that everything's all right with you now. As for those of you who think I'm the a-hole because I can't take care of my son on my own, let me just say that not all infants are the same. Mine is still feeding every 2 hours a day and night. Also, no matter what, she just gave birth to this fucking thing. Like, give her some time to like learn how to take care of the kid. That's crazy. Coming after her like that is fucking insane. Also, I believe that it's not a failure as a parent if you ask for help from others when taking care of your kid. As they say, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and that's what I felt when I was asking my parents for help. I think this is where I'll end things. I'm going to rest and take time to clear my head before making any decisions. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, kind of a mid update. I don't know why she even wrote that. Got absolutely nothing from that, and there's no other post here. All right, not gonna lie, guys, that was kind of a pointless update. We got nothing there. Sad. All right, we'll just have to keep an eye out for the next one. Am I the a-hole for leaving my boyfriend after finding a woman in our bed? I, 26 female, am going on a trip to London with my sister today. I've been staying with her since yesterday because she lives close to the airport. I realized I forgot my passport at my apartment where my boyfriend, 27 male, and I live together. And I had time to go back and get it, so I did. I texted him this morning to let him know I was coming back to get my passport, but he didn't respond. When I got there, he looked really antsy and suspicious. I went into our bedroom and found a woman I didn't recognize lying in our bed, fully clothed. I just went on autopilot, grabbed my passport, told him we're over, and left. Now my husband is blowing up my phone saying that the woman is his longtime friend and that she's a lesbian who just needed a place to crash for the night. I don't believe him because he never mentioned anything about her staying over while I was gone, and the whole situation feels off. He's saying I'm making a huge mistake and that he's telling the truth, but honestly, I'm just really hurt and confused. He's begging for me to hear him out and is apologizing, but this whole situation is not right. Am I the a-hole for leaving him? Should I believe his explanation, or is my gut telling me the truth? We just signed the lease 2 months ago and I'm literally leaving the country today. So it's a horrible and stressful situation. Yeah, bro, this whole thing is fucking fishy. Like, I don't know how long y'all have been dating, but you've been dating long enough for y'all to be living together. So like, if he never mentioned this longtime friend who's a lesbian and also failed to mention that, hey, she's gonna be here while you're gone, he's fucking lying. Liar, liar, pants for hire. It's pants on fire, Patrick. You would know. I hope you guys understand that reference. Cut it off. You did the right thing. He's trying to gaslight the shit out of you. Dude was about to cheat on you with this girl. Not the a-hole. Not that I actually believe this, but if a gal friend of mine came here to stay with me, I would give her my bed, not my couch. I kind of understand a reason for her to be on the bed, but still, like if I had a girlfriend, everything he was saying was true. First off, the girlfriend would meet her first. It wouldn't be a surprise shot. He had this long-term lesbian friend. And also I would let her know, hey, by the way, she's gonna stay here because she needs a place to stay. And she's also gonna take my bed, or even our bed, which is even fucking crazier, because that should definitely be a let me run this by my girlfriend type beat. There is a couple things there that's like, okay, I see it, but just solely based off the fact that he didn't tell her, that's where I'm like, he's fucking lying. Am I the a-hole if I don't provide the code my boss needs after they fired me? I got fired / laid off 3 months ago. They made it look like a layoff because they wanted someone with more expertise than a senior manager, more like a director level, and there was nothing I could do. I knew that it was a BS excuse as they hired a junior level who was trained to fill my position. My last 2 weeks, my boss didn't even ask for anything. He avoided any communication and directed me to HR if I wanted communication. No exit or offboarding was done as he considered himself overqualified to do an offboarding with me. Fast forward 3 months after my last day, I received a message from him trying to log into one of the systems, and because of the 2-step verification, the second step comes to my phone. He tried like 2 days and then reached out to me like nothing and wanted me to provide the code. I ignored it completely, but now I'm wondering if I should have given the code to him. Edit, because I think it clarifies. I did say system, but it is not a system where you have a license. It's more like a website where I created an account to pay the states quarterly. Anyone from my company can create a new account if they provide EIN and some security questions. He's just trying to use my username and password. Okay, well, first off, not the a-hole. If they went about firing you in this shitty way, I say give them the fucking thanks for the 20 bandos. But I'm almost wondering, chat, is it better if she is like political or like, I don't know if political is the right word. What is it called when like you, in like professional situations, you act in the best way that can advance your career? What's the word I'm looking for? Diplomatic. Thank you, Joe. That was what I was looking for. Diplomatic. Like if she wanted to act in a diplomatic way, either way, they're not the a-hole. The only thing that I would maybe ask OP is like, is there an opportunity to be diplomatic here and be like kind of a tit for tat, like, hey, I helped you out. Like make sure when my potential new employer calls to ask for a recommendation that you give a good one. But honestly, it's funnier if she just doesn't and makes them struggle. She doesn't owe them jack shit, bro. Am I the a-hole for keeping no contact with my sister after her husband, my ex, died? When I, 22 female, was 14, I started dating Jace, who was 15 at the time. We were together for 3 years. We'd known each other for years, and I always had the biggest crush on him. My sister, Lauren, 23 female, knew. She was one of my best friends, and I thought we told each other everything. But Lauren and Jace were cheating behind my back, and Lauren got pregnant. I didn't know at first and was the first person she told, and I supported her. It was only after she told our parents and they pushed her to say who the father was that she confessed. I broke up with Jace, who didn't care. He was done with me and wanted Lauren anyway. While Lauren kept begging me to forgive her for hurting me and begging me to still be close to her, I refused, and when Lauren moved in with Jace and his family, it was a relief. My parents attempted to force forgiveness on me. They took me to a church therapist, and they had a number of talks with me about Lauren being my sister for life and Jace being just a high school boyfriend. 2 words that should never go together. Church and therapist. Cause what the fuck? I didn't even know that existed, y'all. All it did was push me away from my parents, and when I turned 18, I moved in with my grandma. I had very low contact with my parents and no contact with Lauren and Jace. They got married just before the baby was born, and I ignored the invite. I ignored when they had their first and then second kid. Lauren made several attempts to speak to me and apologized more, but I ignored them, and I told extended family that I wasn't going to change my mind. Some were quick to say I was a silly child and I'd regret throwing my sister away. Others said I was so young, and we both were, and hurting people's feelings when you're young happens. And why couldn't I hate Jace and forgive Lauren? My grandma always said nobody was making it better by pushing. Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't care if they're children. If you get cheated on with your own fucking sibling, there's no coming back from that. I don't care what fucking age you are. That's insane activity. Makes sense for a very religious family, though. Let's push some dumb shit, keep the peace type bullshit. Grandma stood by me through all of this. When Lauren asked her to help pull off a surprise reunion so she could speak to me, Grandma turned her down. She told Lauren she wasn't coming to the house as long as I lived there, and she told her she would not help her trick me or anything crazy like that. Yeah, bro, Grandma. Grandma's the only one here who isn't fucking insane. Some of the wider family, my parents included, are mad at Grandma, but she said if Lauren can have her mistakes forgiven by everyone else and be allowed to feel and do what she wants, then I should be given the same grace. but it was argued always that the difference was I was ending a relationship for good, while Lauren made a single mistake. Would they have the same energy if she like committed murder or some bullshit like that? This shocks and appalls me. My kids doing this, I'm kicking them to the curb immediately and disowning any family member that doesn't absolutely hate them. I mean, let's be honest, chat. The parents are probably the reason why Lauren felt like she could do something like this. Last month, Jace died suddenly. I don't know what happened exactly, but grandma got the call about it. Then more calls came and asked me to finally move on and speak to Lauren and support her as a sister should. I didn't. I didn't go to the funeral, and neither did grandma, actually. She said even if she had wanted to, she knew the time would be spent trying to browbeat her into forcing me to reconcile with Lauren, and a funeral is not a place for that. So she was removing herself from that. Grandma's been getting shit from so many people in the family who think I should have let go of the no contact now that Jace is dead, since I never answered to any of my family members who think I need to forgive Lauren. They go through her. I hate that she deals with it, but she doesn't block them because she wants to see just how far they'll go with her. She said they're helping her trim her will, which I find funny, and I love grandma's humor. But I feel awful that she's getting the abuse the rest of the family can't give me. It made me want to ask if I'm the a-hole for keeping the no contact going with Lauren, and if people outside my family think I'm a monster. I have the support of my friends and also some family. It's just, I know we were really young when this all happened. I know if Jace cheated with Lauren, he would have done it with anyone. So I know it's not like we'd have lasted like I imagined, but Lauren doing it to me just makes it worse because I loved and trusted and was there for her. So she betrayed me and even leaned on me when their cheating led to a pregnancy. Ever since I found out, I wish she wasn't my sister. I could never even see a civil relationship for us in the future, but I'm aware that it might make people think I'm the a-hole and not her, especially now that Jace has died. Yeah, dude, I think this is very similar to that story that we read a long time ago. Maybe not a long time ago, like a couple of months ago, about that guy who outed his gay brother and then wanted forgiveness from him, but his brother died and then he was like all in a rut. Forgiveness can be asked for, but it's never required. If OP truly hates her like that, there's no point in forgiving because it's not sincere. Nor do I think that this person is worthy of forgiveness. This family needs to fuck the actual fuck off. The only hero in this story is the grandma, bro. They're all religious, but the only one doing the Lord's work is the grandma. It sounds like what you're really asking is, am I the a-hole for making my grandma endure this? I don't think you are. The grandma could turn it off whenever she wants. She is actively choosing to not block these people and allow them to berate her. I mean, it sounds like she's like, bro, we're just trimming the will. Yeah, not the a-hole. That's actually fucking insane behavior, bro. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my friends' unvaccinated toddlers around mine? For some context, I have a newborn at home who is too little for the MMR vaccine. There is an active outbreak in my area. None of my friends have vaccinated their children for their own personal reasons. I want to emphasize, I do not care about their choices or the decisions they make for their children. After all, they are their children. My toddler has 1 dose of MMR, which is perfectly fine, but I am concerned if one of my friend's children becomes sick. My toddler could become a carrier and pass it to my newborn. My friends are losing their mind on me for saying I want to keep my kids away until this outbreak is under control. They are saying extremely hurtful things, like I am poisoning my child by getting the vaccines. I'm setting myself up for having a child with disabilities and playing into big pharma. I asked my friends if they had received the vaccine when they were little, and they all said they did. And when I questioned why they wouldn't give it to their child if they were fine, they started ranting about how these vaccines now are full of poison and not the same as the ones we got when we were little. I asked for evidence to back this up, and they just sent me a bunch of random people posting on Facebook. Why are you even fucking friends with these people, bro? Like, am I the a-hole for cutting these people out of my life? At first, I was going to just let this go and still be friends with them, but now I'm just questioning my initial decision. Fuck those people. I'll fucking say it, chat. I'm sorry if I offend you, but like, if you're on that wave of vaccines are the worst thing in the world and I'm not vaccinating my kids, that tells me everything I need to know about your IQ. That's all I really need to know. Pretty stupid of you. Oh yeah, not the a-hole. I fucking forgot to say that. Let's read these edits real quick, chat. Edit 1, thank you all for responding so quickly. I don't know why I was second guessing myself on cutting them out. I guess their comments really hurt me because they were supposed to be my best friends. Edit 2, just wanted to say thank you for all the responses again. My husband, toddler, and I moved to a small religious community for my husband's work about 7 months ago. And these friends are a group of women from the church. Reading all the comments, I realized how blind I was to their friendship, and they were just trying to brainwash me to fall into their beliefs because I had no other support system outside of my husband here. We're not originally from this area, and we moved thousands of miles away from where we grew up for this job opportunity. So again, thank you for all the responses. Between the fresh postpartum haze and all the other stress I have, your comments brought me back to reality. Yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are hanging around a bunch of anti-vaxxers and they're your best friends, you could do better. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband that you don't lose weight magically after going to the gym? My husband, male 33, and I, female 24, have been married 2 years. And we have a 16-week-old daughter. Prior to my pregnancy, I was active, but not as active as my husband. He is big into fitness and stuff, and I really am not. I just worked out because my doctor told me to, LOL. I only ran maybe twice a week and had a Pilates class every Sunday. I weighed 120 pounds before pregnancy. During the pregnancy, I gained 40, lost 20 right off the bat after having my daughter, which my doctor said is normal through my baby herself, fluid, placenta, all of that. And I have been working on losing the last 20. While my body looks different, I don't really care, as I am just glad my baby is so healthy and perfect. However, my husband started mentioning my weight at 2 weeks postpartum. Literally. I've heard enough, not the a-hole. We know where this is going, bro. He would say it and frame it in a way that was a compliment, but it wasn't. Oh, you look so good. You look like a mommy now. Or, I wouldn't guess it was a whole 20 pounds. Maybe just 10 or so. I just rolled my eyes and told him to stop. Honestly, I didn't care. Those comments happened maybe twice a week, so it was easy to forget. My doctor told me to wait 12 weeks before returning to strenuous exercise, so I did. But the moment I hit 12 weeks, my husband was asking me to come to the gym with him literally all the time. He was badgering me almost. I did it to make him happy, and he certainly was happy. I will admit it felt good to have some time to myself, and I didn't mind going at all. But now it's been another 4 weeks since then, and I haven't lost any weight but like 2.5 pounds. My husband seems to think this is because I snack too much, and he told me that. I told him I have to. I'm breastfeeding. So that started an argument. He told me that I should go back to Pilates to tighten my tummy again. I told him I'd rather die than do that right now, to be honest. He told me, fine, then at least try harder. I told him I'm trying my absolute fucking hardest, and you don't magically lose weight in the gym. He wholeheartedly disagrees with that and went on a tangent about how he loves me and my body for carrying our baby, but he wants me to still take care of myself for my health. Whatever, I mean, I get that sentiment. A lot of my postpartum appointments centered around my health as well, but it's more things like recovering, sleeping, and eating enough, not working out. Girl, get rid of the whole fucking man, dude. Shut the actual fuck up. She just grew a whole ass child in her body for 9 months. God forbid she has a little bit of extra weight. Normalize shooting men in Fortnite like this. We don't got all the time in the world to also unpack the borderline predatory, if not predatory, age gap between the two of them. If they've been married for 2 years, OP was 22 when she was married. Let's fucking take a guess how long they were dating before that. No number gives a good excuse, good explanation for that age gap, bro. That is mad fucked up. Extremely fucked up. The way he's acting with her and demanding that she lose weight, making all these shitty gaslighty comments. Nah, fuck that, bro. I wouldn't want any of my siblings fucking married to a guy like that. I would go over there and beat the shit out of him. You'll lose more weight by dropping his dumb ass. Preach, Kubin. Honestly, that child doesn't need him. He's gonna be the most dog shit father. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my cousin name her baby after me because of a family prophecy? I, 23 female, have a cousin, Lila, 25 female, who is very into family lore, spiritual omens, and old prophecies that have been passed down through our great grandmother's side. Most of them I just go along with because it's harmless. Stuff like never plant rosemary on a full moon, or our bloodline has a connection to the ocean. Weird, but whatever. Well, now she's pregnant and things have gotten intense. Last week, she announced that she wants to name her daughter after me. I was flattered at first and asked why she chose my name. That's when she got all serious and said, because you're the chosen one. Excuse me? She explained that according to family prophecy, a girl born into our bloodline with my name would have a great spiritual awakening, unlock ancient family powers, and become the protector of our lineage. Is this fucking Harry Potter? Who's fucking writing this right now? I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. She said she felt her baby was meant to be the true heir to the prophecy, and by giving her my name, she could absorb my connection. to whatever mystical forces our great-grandmother supposedly tapped into. Then she got weirdly intense and said, I need you to release the name to her. I asked what that meant, and she said that for the magic to work, I needed to stop using my name and let it fully belong to her daughter. I was like, Lila, you want me to give up my own name? She nodded and said I could pick a new one, something neutral and mundane, so I wouldn't compete for the energy. All right, now we're getting way too batshit. At first, I was gonna be like, you know what? It's weird as fuck, but I don't think there's a reason to like have a blow up about this. All right, bitch, you're asking her not to use the name she was born with because of some stupid prophecy. Like, now I'll cut in? Shut the actual fuck up. That is insane activity. I thought this was absolutely insane and told her, hell no. My name is my name. She got really upset and said I was being selfish with my spiritual destiny and that I should be honored that her child was meant to fulfill the prophecy. Now some family members who are also into the whole mysticism thing are saying I should at least consider it because this is bigger than me. And the prophecy has never been wrong before. I honestly don't care if the kid gets magical powers or not. I'm not renaming myself just so her baby can have full access to the family spirits or whatever. The craziest part is the family members buying into this shit. Like, what? Girl, you gotta go non-contact with all your family, bro. I'm kind of speechless, y'all. This is fucking crazy. If one of my siblings or anybody tried to pull this shit on me, I would straight up laugh at them. I would be like, you're actually so unbelievably brain dead. Get the fuck out of my face. Yo, what if the grandma is just trolling? What if the great grandma was like, I could create some family drama after I'm dead. That sounds spicy. Let's do it. Like, you know, honestly, great grandma, she's a troll. Like, imagine trolling a family like centuries from now. Yeah, I mean, not the a-hole. Honestly, chat, she needs to get away from this fucking psychopath. I could see a situation where she's like, yo, you won't give up the name? Fine, I'm murdering you. You know, if she's this batshit crazy, bro, you need to put some distance between you. Last story, chat. Short story, but absolutely insane title. I am a 21 male. And I think I cheated and messed up big time. Advice needed. Before we get into the last story, if this is your second or third video of mine and you're really enjoying them, but you haven't subscribed yet, just would like to remind you to subscribe. It really helps me out. And if this is your first video, you're really enjoying it and you want more videos like this, I have over 140 reading Reddit videos up on my channel. So after this video is done, feel free to head on over there and check those out. I also would like to take this time to present my channel memberships if you guys want to support me and get a couple of extra perks. The first tier is only $2 a month. You get access to all of my emojis, all my members only streams, and you get access to some old videos that I've privated, but I'm going to start allowing only members to be able to see these videos. So this is a vlog that I uploaded 8 years ago. You can see cringy old Sarby if you're really interested in it, but only members have access to the videos. Only the members can see how cringe I used to be. On top of that, I have a $6 a month tier, which gives you early access to my videos. So as soon as they're uploaded and ready to go, I make them live for my members only, as well as any exclusive long form videos that I choose to make for members only. And then I kind of have this bigger $25 a month tier that is honestly excessive. There's nothing super extra other than you get a signed photo from me and Beans. So if you're interested in signing up for any of these memberships, all you got to do is click the join button right next to the subscribe button, pick which tier you want and hit join. I want to specify as well, the memberships are not required by any means, but they are greatly appreciated. Thank you guys. Back to the video. For 2 years, I have always been loyal, never looked at anyone else, never even thought of doing something like this, but something happened. And as I write this, my hands are literally shaking. I don't know how to process. A couple of days back, I went to my barber shop. My regular guy, the one who's been cutting my hair for the past 2 years, wasn't around. He was a little away, busy with something. Oh my God, is this? No fucking way this is where this is going. He was a little away, busy with something. Another guy waved at me and said, come sit. I should have waited. I should have given it a second thought, but I didn't. Without thinking, I sat down. He started cutting my hair. 10 minutes later, my guy walked in. We had a crazy eye contact moment. I could see it in his face, the disappointment, the betrayal. I don't know. Chat, bro fucking clickbaited the fuck out of us, man. That's it. I just got bamboozled. Did bro just rickroll me? Did I just get rickrolled by a whole ass Reddit post? I'm I'm fucking pissed. You know what? Yeah, you are the a-hole. Fuck you. You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. Who is this? His @ is fucking full coconut. Full coconut? Fuck you, man. What an asshole. You're a bad person. And you did cheat on your barber. That genuinely ruined my fucking day. You know what, guys? I'm retiring. I'm never making another YouTube video again, and you guys can blame full coconut on Reddit. No, I'm just playing, guys. I'm not gonna quit. I'm just being a little dramatic, okay?